I'm Shifali. I'm the head of data analytics at Recruit CRM. I've been working in the field of data for the past 8-ish years, and today I am excited to walk you through how you can use data to supercharge your recruitment business. Whether you're running a small team or growing an agency, Recruit CRM's advanced analytics can give you insights that help you make smarter decisions. Today, we'll show you not just what's possible, but how to actually make it work in your day to day operations. This session is all about helping you work smarter and not harder. Okay, recruitment is changing. Are you? Why data matters in recruitment firms? Let's start with why data is important. It's not just for large corporations. Even boutique recruitment firms can use data to drive results, from identifying your top performers to anticipating your future revenue. It's about getting clarity and confidence in your daily decisions. When you make decisions based on hard numbers instead of gut feeling, you reduce risk and you increase your chances of consistent growth. Think of it as GPS, but for your business. Data shows you where you are and how to get to where you want to be. What can data do for you? There is power in being data driven. Using data, you can move away from your gut feel and towards decisions backed by facts. You can act faster, improve processes, and course correct before problems become serious. It makes your entire business more agile and proactive and helps you win in a competitive market. You'll be able to measure what matters, whether it's how long it takes to fill roles or how effective your consultants are. It also helps you tell your story better to clients, showing them what real impact is. And for you to be able to do that, meet advanced analytics. What is advanced analytics? Our advanced analytics tool is an add-on where we have integrated Metabase directly into Recruit CRM. Metabase is an analytics tool similar to Power BI, Tableau, or Looker, and you can get instant access to all of your data cleaned and ready to be used. There is no setup required. Using that, you can drill down into your data, you can add filters, and even automate reports. It's like having your own analytics tool, but built right into your CRM. So everything you need is all in one place instead of having to switch tabs. And because it's based on real time, you're always working with the latest insights and not yesterday's news. Analytics that understand your workflow. That's what we had in mind when we wanted to build advanced analytics. We did not want pre-built charts and reports that force you to to conform to a one size fits all option where it's already built and that's all you get and you cannot do much with it. Advanced analytics is built for recruiters by recruiters. In this case, for recruiters is you guys, and by recruiters is also you guys. So, as I mentioned, this isn't a one size fits all tool. You can tweak your dashboards, you can set filters, you can tailor reports to exactly what your team needs, what works for you. Not everybody uses Recruit CRM the way someone else does. And why should you use your analytics tool the way someone else does? It's your data. Only you know it best. And that's why we want you to be able to create your own dashboards and your own charts. So we have built this with input from recruiters just like you guys. So the terminology, the logic, and the layout all make sense in your day to day. We also have a data dictionary that explains each table and each column within those tables in depth. Now, after this, what we are going to do is go through some use cases to understand how you can use advanced analytics to grow your business. So the first use case that we have is know your candidate funnel to understand what is happening with your data and why it's happening. One of the biggest wins is visibility into your candidate pipeline. You can track drop offs, spot delays, and fix issues quickly. This helps reduce your time to fill and keeps your client happy. For example, if you're losing candidates between interview and offer stages, you know where to focus your attention. Maybe there is a delay on the client side or a lack of follow up. Data gives you the clarity to act fast and stay competitive. Let me show you an example of what you can do with the data. For example, one of the tables that we have in advanced analytics is the assigned job candidate table. This is your hiring stage data. We bring in the log table of anything and everything that's happened in your hiring stage, and we have brought it into advanced analytics. So every time a candidate is moved from one stage to the next, when it was moved, who moved it, any and all information related to it, we bring that. Using this, we can now create a candidate funnel. To create a candidate funnel, what you would do is click on the editor button up here and we'll summarize it to count the number of rows, the number of candidates. And we want to see this data by the job name and the hiring stage that each of those candidates are in. So I'm going to click on hiring stage and let's add a filter. To add a filter, you click on the filter up here, and I only want data for those jobs that were created in the last 1 year. So let me change the filter, set this to 1 year, and I'm going to include this year. And you can have multiple hiring stages. Some get defunct over time, some might be new. So to filter out only those hiring stages that are important to you, you can use the hiring stage filter and only choose those hiring stages that you need. So in my case, I only want I only want applied, um, interview attended, offered, and placed. That's it. These are the hiring stages I track. And I'm going to click on add filter and I'm going to visualize. That's it. It's all click, 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 whatever I need, and then click on visualize and you have it ready. So now what advanced analytics will do is go back into the data, fetch those records, bring it in. This is the table. But this doesn't make a lot of sense. I want to see for each job how my funnel looks. So I'm going to go ahead, click on the settings button and pivot my table by turning on pivot. And I'm going to choose hiring stage as the field on which I want to pivot the table. So I'm going to click on pivot and that's it. So now I know these are all of the jobs that I have and this is the entire flow. So for example, in 2434 manager, there were 11 candidates that applied, 7 that moved on to interview stage, 4 were offered the job, and 3 were placed. And now I have the entire process or the way it worked in one view. This is all of the jobs. Now I only want to filter this for the current open job so I can see what's happening in real time. To add another filter, again, I can either click on editor or I can simply click on the filter button up here and I can search for status with job status and then only click on open. And I'll apply that filter and I'll let it play. And now this will filter out for all of those jobs that have been closed and only show those jobs that are currently open in your pipeline so you can see what's happening with them. By the way, if you have questions anytime in this entire process, please let me know. You can raise your hand, you can unmute and ask me a question right then and there. All right, so now I have the list of all of those jobs. This chart is okay, but it's just a table and we have Excel for it. So I understand a lot of people like using tables because it lets them see a lot of information in one place, but analytics is so much more about making your data more visually appealing. So instead of seeing my data like this, a different approach would be to create a funnel that looks something like this. So here I have how many candidates started in the applied stage, what my conversion rate was, in interview conversion rate was in place, and then how many got offered. This is across all of my jobs, and in this case, I'll add another filter to filter it by the jobs I want. Thing is, you can see it in either view. It completely depends up to you. So you can see, you can keep this funnel chart to see a high level view, and then you can have a second chart which looks something like this table to see a more broken down approach. Moreover, you can also drill down into this data. So if I want to see who are the three candidates that were placed, I simply click on that data point and I click on see these assigned job candidates. And when I do that, it will bring in all of that filters. It will filter for that specific job and that specific hiring stage, and it will only give me a list of those candidates. The second use case is consultant performance. Consultant performance is often based on intuition, but now you can back it up with data. See exactly who's doing what and use that info for coaching, KPIs, and incentives. If someone's making a lot of calls and not getting results, maybe they need help with more quality outreach. If another consultant is quietly smashing targets, you can spotlight what they're doing right. It helps you build a stronger and more efficient team. So, an example of the kind of dashboard or report you could have to track consultant performance would look something like this. So there's multiple ways to set up target-based reporting. You can have something like a KPI trend where they can see how they are doing against their target weekly, monthly, quarterly. It's up to you. So you have the target here and how much they have made currently, and are they above target or are they below target? Another approach for the same thing could be a gauge chart where there are different zones that they would fall in depending on their target. For example, if the target is 60 interviews in this month, then I can have, if it's between 0 to 30, it's in the red stage, 30 to 50, yellow stage, 50 to 60 is in the green zone. So that way they know exactly what they're doing and how much more they need to do in order to achieve those targets. In the same vein, we also have these bars that help you reach your goal, or something even more fun is these line charts that help you see historically how they have done, as well as now how they are doing in achieving their target. So, for example, if I go into this line chart, I'll quickly go and save this as a new question. Now I can see that in March, the target was not achieved, whereas now on March 31st, the target was achieved. So what I can do is set up something called as an alert. I'll click on the alert button, on the sharing button up here and create an alert. So now every time someone either reaches the goal line or goes below the goal line, I can have an email sent out to me saying that, hey, this consultant has reached their target or this consultant has not reached their target for this time. You can set that up and you get an email sent directly to you. You can use this. Going back, this team analytics is for your entire team as a whole. However, you can see up here, there's a filter to choose by individual recruiters. So you can see how each of them are performing, or you can also see based on team, how each team is performing. You can also replicate these charts so you can compare between two teams or between two recruiters. It's completely up to you. The third use case would be to forecast revenue. This one's a game changer. Forecasting using pipeline data to project revenue. It helps you stay proactive, manage cash flow, and plan hiring or marketing investments with confidence. Think about being able to tell your accountant or leadership team exactly what's likely to come in and when. And it's also great for spotting seasonal trends, slow periods, or sudden growth areas so you can prepare accordingly. So, a nice example of a report that you would use to forecast revenue would look something like this. So using the close date in deal, I know what deals are going to be closed in the next 6 months. And based on that, I can have my KPIs ready. So I know in the next 6 months, 9 deals are going to be closed. They're going to bring in $920,000 in revenue. I can set up target where I want, where I can say that, okay, in the next 6 months, I need to close $1 million in deals. If I can see that am not going to be able to reach it, that means that I need to work harder, or we need to work harder and push for more deals so that we hit the target. You can also build a line chart, like I mentioned, to see trends. So April, May, June seems to be going good. It's okay. And suddenly in October, there's a spike. It could mean a million things. It could mean that you have a big client who you'll be closing in October. It could be that October is generally a good month for you. So next time when you know October is coming, you can put a more concerted effort into marketing. So if I want to see what the 700,000 is, once again, click on it and then drill down. So now I know what to expect. You can also create the same deals by collaborators so you can see how much is being brought in by whom if you have incentives based on performance or if you have incentives based on revenue. So now I know which of my team members are contributing how much to the revenue that's being going to be closed in the next 6 months. So now I can predict how much incentive needs to be spent if that revenue does come in. And I can also see the stages which each of those deals are in. So I know how many of those deals, how likely are they to close. If they are closer to the one stage, they're probably super likely to be closed. If they are just in the starting stages, maybe we'll have to wait for another month or two to see how the entire process goes. And finally, deal value per company. So this you can use to figure out which client is bringing in how much revenue in the next 6 months. So you make sure that you can use that to keep in touch, and you can make sure you're on top of things with us, and just be in touch with them and figure out things if they need anything, how's their hiring pipeline going, so that you can make sure that the revenue does come in. The next use case that you can use advanced analytics for is to impress your clients. Now, clients love transparency. I think everybody does with anything we do. If if we are using someone's services, we want to know what's happening. When will it be delivered? How many people are working on it? What is happening with it? So with advanced analytics, you can share custom reports that show your impact. It helps you stand out and strengthens long-term client relationships. For example, you can show a client how quickly you're filling roles compared to their internal HR or other vendors. You become more than just a recruiter, you become a strategic partner for them. So a dashboard like this could be shared with your client. So you'd filter the dashboard data to just those jobs that you're working on with them. And then you can share something called as a public link. So you click on sharing button and you click on the public link. And this link looks exactly like the dashboard. It's dynamic, so they can change the filters, and you can set it to refresh the data every 30 seconds. So that way, whenever they open this dashboard, they'll see the numbers in real time. So they can see how many first interviews are happening, how many final interviews are happening, how many offers have been made, placements. They can also see how much effort you have put in over the months to make sure that they get the type of placements that they need by showing them trends. You can show them how many CVs were sent, how many candidates you pitched to make sure that these numbers make sense. So you can say goodbye to all of those emails that you get that, hey, where are we at? How many candidates have you added to the job? How many candidates can I expect to interview? You can share this link with them and they can look at it for themselves. The last and the final use case would be to improve your sourcing strategies. Track which sources bring in the best candidates. Compare your job boards to your LinkedIn, referrals, and databases. Invest more in what's working so that you can cut out what's not. Not all candidate sources are created equal. With analytics, you can easily see which channels are giving you the best quality candidates, and more importantly, which ones lead to placements. This helps you double down on the right strategies and save time and budget. Instead of spreading your efforts thin, you focus on what actually drives results. It's smarter spending and smarter sourcing. For example, let's build a dashboard using assigned job candidate to see how many candidates are being placed and what source they are coming through. So I'm going to go ahead, click on editor. I am going to click on the count of rows. I only want to see the hiring stage where the candidate has been placed. All of the jobs, for all of the jobs that were created in the last 1 year. And I want to see the source through which they were brought in. And I'm going to click on visualize. So now this will give me a list of all of the sources and the number of candidates that came in through the source. And these are just those candidates that had a placement. This will help you figure out which is your best source. And so you can invest deeper into that source. This is a bar chart, but this doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm going to change the type of chart. I'm going to click on visualization. I'm going to make it into a row chart. I'm going to click on settings so that I can add numbers on top of the data points. And this is not ordered. So to add sorting, once again, you click on editor, you click on sort, and then you choose the field by which you want to sort. In my case, I want to sort by count. So I'm going to click on count and sort it in descending order so I can see the candidates, the most number of candidates from each source at the top and the rest below. Because this is test data, the first two rows don't make sense. But after that, as you can see, the next highest source that brings in the most candidates is LinkedIn, followed by talent pool. So those are my top two sources, and that's the sources I will concentrate more on. In the similar vein, now I know which sources get me the most placements. I also want to see which sources gets me the most revenue. So in that case, I can create a chart that looks like this. Apply page brings in the most revenue, followed by a different source, and then followed by LinkedIn. But if you remember, here I can clearly see LinkedIn is the top source. That means we get more placements through LinkedIn, but more revenue was generated by apply page. So in this case, what you do is you figure out what your strategy needs to be. Do you want to concentrate more on revenue? Do you want to concentrate more on placements? It's up to you, but using this, you can figure out the direction you want to go in. It could be that applied page gets you bigger clients, whereas LinkedIn gets you the candidates you get through apply page fills in the bigger roles that bring in more revenue, whereas LinkedIn fills in a lot of roles. So it depends on what your KPI is for that month or that year. So let's grow together. You don't need to be a data nerd because we are the data nerds. The way we have set up advanced analytics is that it's easy to use. We'll help you set it up. In fact, we will even build it for you. Getting started is super easy. When you buy advanced analytics, you have full access to me and my team. If you want help customizing the reports, building reports, you can ask us and we can build it for you. We can have training sessions where we teach you how to use it. We also go so far as in the initial 2 to 3 months, setting up weekly 30-minute calls just so we can just so each week we get together with you to understand what changes you need as well as show you how we build certain things so that eventually you become self-sufficient. Don't worry, if you have never touched a dashboard before, it's simple, it's visual, and it's built to guide you. You'll be amazed at how quickly your team picks it up and starts making better decisions. We'd love to help you unlock full potential of your data. Whether you are curious or ready to dive in, just reach out. We've got your back. Our team is always here to help you explore, learn, and grow. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me now, or you can also set up a free demo with me where I can take you through advanced analytics, how it looks like, how to build charts, that kind of stuff.
Hi, so I just have a quick question. So after building like the reports we want to see, and then maybe we can create like a dashboard, and the dashboard would be dynamic. But
Mhm.
does it have to be does everyone in the company has to join the advanced analytics to see the dynamic dashboard?
Yes. So the only way they can access the dashboard is for them to have a license with Recruit CRM. If you do want to share it with someone outside of the team, you can share the public link. But in that
Mhm.
case, in public link, what happens is, let me just open it for you. Let me open a dashboard. Yeah. The only thing that lacks in a public link is the option to drill down into your data. So before this, as I showed you, you can click on the data point and drill down. You cannot do
Mhm.
that here because we don't know
Yeah,
who's accessing the public link and we don't want your private data to be visible, the raw data to be visible to someone else.
yeah. It's like it's more of a client facing. I see that. But for example, if we want to share the dashboard with internal, like the coworkers, and would you
Mhm.
suggest everyone just purchase the advanced analytics? I don't know how the purchasing works. So do the admin account purchase one license and then everyone under the admin account can access it? Or do we have to purchase it like separately, individually from every account?
No. So the admin can go and purchase it. The number of, so advanced analytics is pegged to the number of licenses you have on Recruit CRM. So once you,
Okay.
if you're purchasing it, you purchase it for everybody. So
Oh.
the way it's set up like that is because we cannot pick and choose whose data is brought in. So it's just
Mhm.
pegged by default to the number of licenses.
True, true. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
It's a question related to pricing. So can you please clear out the pricing structure?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So right now the pricing, I'm going to talk in dollars, but if you need it in a different currency, you can always reach out to me or let me know, and I can give you the pricing in the different currency as well. So it's set to $30 per user per month or $300 per user per year, depending on the plan that you have on Recruit CRM. That's what the pricing is. If you guys want to know more about advanced analytics, you can reach out to your CSMs and they'll answer any questions. If they're more technical, they'll reach out to me. We can schedule a call. I can answer all of that stuff as well. I can, if you want, just reach out to your CSMs. They can also share the pricing doc with you so you know what to expect. And I can also share it with you. You can email me at shafali@recruitcrm.io. It was great talking to everybody, and I'm so glad all of you guys could join the webinar today. This is our second webinar for advanced analytics. And we will be covering different use cases in the next webinar. So if you're interested, you can join again next month. Thank you so much. Goodbye.